Okay, I'm so excited for this Zoom tonight. Mainly because you guys have been hearing from us over and over that we're really taking things back to basics. And this is something that we used to train on a ton. And I think, as we've kind of built some of the different bonuses and different things, a lot of it can feel like, oh my gosh, I'm only working on my business, right? Maybe drop a 1 in the chat if you've been in for a little bit and you felt like, hey, my focus for a little bit was only working my business and not necessarily my organization or my chart or focusing on my team overall. So drop 1 in the chat if you kind of felt that way. So this is going to be geared towards Ruby. Some of you guys may be brand spanking new and you're like, I have no idea what you're talking about. So we're going to build the foundation, and the rest of what you need to know is going to come through boot camp this week with Hannah and Brittany. But also, if you've been in for a little bit, this is also some great reminders for us as leaders, as you're building. I am telling you this, if you sign one distributor to your team, you are a leader. Okay. You have one person that's looking up to you to guide them on this. And so we have this huge goal as a team to help 500 people make $500 extra a month. And so we really want to focus on that. And guess what? Ruby is the foundation for that. So I'm going to share a little bit about my story and how I went Ruby. And again, some of these things are going to help you as far as building your team and different things throughout. And then you're also going to learn the other foundational pieces, which help you with customers and all that kind of stuff again in boot camp. And maybe you're kind of jump starting your business again. That's a great thing to tune into this week. It doesn't necessarily have to be a brand new distributor. Maybe you just need some fresh new ideas. Hop on those boot camps. So when I first got started, y'all have heard that story. I've been in for 8 years. I didn't have experience. I didn't have a large network. I literally joke that I posted pictures of like the wall. Like, I don't even know what I posted. Sometimes it's like very cringe when I see things pop up on Time Hop and I'm like, what was I thinking? How do people ever engage on that? I don't know, but we just did it, right? And so that's what I'm going to encourage you to do tonight is you just have to start. Okay. You're not ever going to get closer to making $500 extra a month if you don't start. And so the first step is just, you want to obviously make sure that you're posting consistently, which obviously they're going to talk about ways and different things that you can post, but make sure that you're posting consistently. If you're not telling people what you have to offer, don't expect them to come to you, right? We have to see things in our email multiple times. I can't tell you how many I always tell this story, like Bath and Body emails I get a day. Like I get 10 a day. And then finally I'm like, okay, well, I guess I should order because or else they're not going to stop emailing me. Like I feel like it gets on repeat. And so that's exactly how you need to treat this as well. You might feel like I'm being annoying. I guarantee you, people are not seeing your stuff as much as you think they are. Sometimes we think that, oh my gosh, I made this post, so-and-so is going to see it. No, only about 30% of your network is actually going to see your stuff. And so that's why it's important to put stuff on post, your stories, you can go live, and also engaging in those messages in conversations. But so when I got started, again, I didn't have a huge network. We were living with my mom at the time while we were building our house, and she had a neighbor friend that they've been friends for years, and she had a daughter that was a couple of years younger than me. And so I ran down the street and I said, Megan, I got my hands on something really awesome. I feel like it's going to be something simple that we can do. I know that she was planning to go to nursing school, and I was like, we can just work this together. We can, do little parties or whatever we needed to do, but just trust me on this. Like, you're going to get 4 wraps at the time. And so that's where I started, I would say, with my warm market. Okay. I just started talking to people. I just started telling them, hey, I have my hands on something that's going to be amazing, and I can teach you how to make $500 extra a month. Right. And I feel like there's probably a lot of you, drop a 2 in the chat if you feel like, I don't know if I can focus on building my team, because you're so focused on the 10,000 plus a month, right? We need to focus on helping people get to $500 a month. Most people are not ever going to say yes to this because the possibility of 10,000, that's unfathomable to most people. The $500 extra a month, hey, I can teach you how to go get $500 extra a month. That's going to be where it's at. And so that's what I want your focus to be, as far as the power of Ruby and what you're doing to put it out there. So you're posting, you're putting things on your story. I was talking to people. My second distributor, which y'all heard, Brittany was placed under me because we signed up within a week of each other. And so we are very similar personalities, and we just were like, okay, we're going to do this. We don't know what's happening, but we pulled out our chart. So in a minute, I'm going to share my screen as far as the chart goes. So that way, you know what your goals are. But we were told your first goal is 4 customers and 3 distributors. You need to, we didn't know exactly how it was going to happen, but we knew that that was our monthly goal. And so we just started working on that. Again, talking to people about products, talking to people about the business side of things. I was telling every single person about the business. If you are talking to people about host to post, or maybe you are nervous to bring it up, like I can't tell you, I had a girl that was interested in the gummies. And so I messaged her and I said, hey, you know, before you even put in your order, I just want to throw this out there. I don't know if you've ever considered making a little bit extra money, but the gummies are going to come in the starter kit anyway. And if you're thinking about it, this is the best route to go. And she signed up as a distributor. Now, had I not asked her, I would never have known that she would have ever been interested. I would just sign her up as a customer. And so I want to encourage you to do that too. The other thing with this is, if you're brand new, or maybe you've been in a little bit and you're like, I don't have this major success story, you don't have to have that. Again, most people are going to sign up for $500 extra a month. They are not thinking about the things. So if you can go to them and say, I've got my hands on amazing products. We have a simple training system that I can teach you how to make $500 extra a month. And we're going to lock arms and we're going to run and do this. And guess what? They're also going to be eligible for some other things at the end of this month as well. And so I think you just have to mainly just take that high focus off and just focus on the basics. And so when you're posting, I want you to make sure that you're posting for that one person. Maybe it's that one person that needs $500 extra a month for groceries or gas, or maybe they're a college student and they're like, I don't even have any responsibilities. And I'm like, you know, send your $500 to me. It'll pay for something, you know, but anybody and everybody can use this business for something. Okay. And so I want you to make sure that you're talking to each and every person. So I started doing that. My third distributor was my husband. And then I was starting to build, because I had started the placement of working towards my Ruby chart. You guys are going to see it's 3 distributors. And so my second month in, I hit Ruby. And I remember getting my first Ruby check, and it was $494. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, I did it. I did that. But now you're telling me if I can go and do more work, the exact same thing. And I was having fun doing it, right? It's fun when you start helping people, help them get started with their customers and help them get started with their team. When I started doing that, then that's when my checks grew. That's when my team and my charts and everything grew, because it was fun focusing on that. And so I want you guys to make your goal to maybe pull out a Ruby chart for maybe a brand new person that's on your organization, or maybe you're like, I'm starting fresh and you're pulling out a Ruby chart for yourself. I want you to do that tonight. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen really quickly and kind of go over this. You guys can find this document in, y'all can see this, okay, right? Okay, so y'all can find this document in your document library. Sorry, it got really jaded when I tried to transfer it from my phone, but you can go and find this in your document library in eSuite. If you haven't logged into eSuite yet, that's something to go back to your sponsor and just say, hey, I'm looking to learn what in the heck is eSuite. That's mainly our back office document library. And if you search chart or you search Ruby, any of the charts for any promotion that you can work towards are here. So you right here are the distributor, obviously, and then qualified legs. So each of these boxes is going to mean a distributor. So like I said, I went and I signed up my friend Megan, and then I signed up my husband Kyle. And then Brittany was my third leg over here for my business here. Okay, so our focus, obviously, if you kind of compare the 4 and a friend, so we as new distributors, or maybe you're just focusing on a chart, you want to get 4 customers for yourself, and then make it your goal. If you're working towards Ruby, maybe for the first time, or you want to help somebody promote and earn some of the things later on, help them get 3 distributors. Help them get 3 distributors, or maybe make it a goal for yourself. Like, hey, I want to build a brand new Ruby on my top line. I want to build a brand new Ruby. And so it's not just going to be 4 and a friend. It's going to be 4 and 3. You're going to have 3 distributors. Each of these qualified legs They just have to be over 400 in volume. But guess what? If you're working towards getting those 150s and the 350s on the tiers, which I know some of this is going to be just way over people's head, and that's fine. You're already going to be working towards the volume for those anyway. And so that volume is going to naturally happen. The 2000 group volume is going to happen for your whole team's sales. So you plus any team that's coming in. Okay. So make this your goal to work on the 4 and 3. So four customers, knock that out for yourself, and then go and find 3 team members. And some of y'all, we pulled reports and we know that y'all enrolled a ton of people last week. And so that's really exciting that y'all probably have some different charts that you can be working on, or maybe you just got started and you're like, I'm not sure. Okay. You need to start making a list of people that you think could be interested in the business, or maybe could use some extra income, or maybe it's just, you need to call your best friend and just say, hey, you need to trust me, or you need to go down to that neighbor girl and say, look, I don't know all the details, but I do know I have support. I do know that there's really great products, and I do know that you can make money with this. And so go in and talk to them about that. So, like I said, you want to start asking friends and family. You don't have to have the instant success. I don't know why that's a tongue twister, to start sharing the business side with anybody. Okay. And so 4 customers, 3 team members, and you want to start working on that volume. So what's at stake now? Obviously, if you are focused on just getting started and it's a tier 1, for those of you that are just getting started, your tier 1 is you yourself need to find 4 customers and 1 distributor. Okay. So that's going to be tier 1. That's going to be a $150 bonus just for you. The second part of that is we want to duplicate, and we want to teach those distributors to go and get their 4 and a friend. So you're going to help them just like we're helping you. Everybody's going to be plugging into trainings and the boot camps and different things. And so when they sign their 4 and a friend, guess what? That volume, you're filling in their name in that box. That volume is counting towards that 2000. But once they hit that threshold, you're going to unlock the $350 bonus on top of that. So you're starting to work on your Ruby chart, but you're also earning these really great bonuses. Okay. Is that making sense? Drop a 2 in the chat if that's making sense so far. I know this can be a lot of information, especially for new people. Some people, you guys have been in and you're like, this is really basic, Erin. But I think sometimes we just need those reminders on just how simple this is. I think sometimes we overcomplicate it when we're so focused on, I want to help, that next person that comes in and they're on stage. No, you need to make sure that we're helping the people that need $500 extra a month. And we're going to teach these things. And that's exactly how we started. I didn't know anything, but I got to Ruby, and then I was like, okay, what's next? So the next thing with those, so you can go and focus on each of those different rounds of the bonuses, the tier 1s and tier 2s, and doing that 3 times, that's going to set you up for being charted for Ruby, getting closer to Ruby. And there's also a $500 Ruby bonus that's on the line right now that you can earn if you hit Ruby at the end of this month. Very possible. Good night. And then the third thing is too, you're also going to be setting yourself up for one of the success bonuses that you're eligible to earn in your time frame. And so that's a lot of money on the table when you start thinking about it. Now, again, I know it can be overwhelming and you're like, what in the heck, where do I start? Start with what you know for your goals. 4 customers, 3 team members. That's exactly what you need to get yourself charted. The rest will fall into place, because if you get people into the system and you say, I don't know all the things, but I do know that we have awesome trainings that you can plug into. I don't know all the things, but there's a boot camp that's happening. I don't know all the things, but my sponsor can get on a 3-way call, or maybe her sponsor, because we're all new. We can do that. Okay. So I want you guys to focus on just the simplicity of Ruby being a foundation. And so I started looking up, because I was like, what is there any cool quotes about like rubies? Because I know that there's some cool ones about diamonds and all the things. And it was just a bunch of really long things. But I also found out that Ruby, it symbolizes love and commitment. And so tonight I'm going to challenge you to commit to either going Ruby or helping one other person go Ruby this month. Okay. So we want to love on our teams. We want to love on our people. And then I want to make sure that you commit to your goals in your organization. And maybe again, for some of you, this is a refresher. You're like, I really haven't gotten a chart out in a minute. Or maybe I'm nervous because I have to start different things, or all that stuff. Okay, do it. Tonight's the night. I want you to take time after we hop off of this, because it's Ruby set you up for each and every promotion after. Okay, so I'm not going to go into all the chartings because I know that that's a lot of information, but essentially when you go to Emerald, which is the next level up, guess what? It's 2 rubies. Guess what Diamond is? 3 rubies. Guess what Double is? 5 rubies. Like that's the simplicity of what it is, and it just built on that. So if you can lock this down and you can go sign 4 customers and 3 team members and help each of them start doing the business the exact same way that we're teaching you, go get your 4 and your 1 or 3, because you're gonna jumpstart this game, sister, and you're gonna start working on that Ruby. That's gonna help build your business and set you up and charting and different things. And so a lot of these promotions can go hand in hand. We just have to see how simply they can go in hand. So that's all I have for tonight. It was going to be super short and sweet because, again, the thing is, if we overcomplicate it, then we're not going to do the work. And so I just want to make sure that, drop it in the chat if you're committed to helping somebody go Ruby, or making yourself go Ruby. I don't know what the technical things you're going for that goal. And then I want you to go and I want you to shout it out either on a post or on a story, and just say, you know what, like, I'm going after this. I'm going after a $500 this bonus this month. Like, who wants to help me earn this? I'm going after $500 extra a month, and I'm looking for 3 people that want to earn $500 extra a month too. I'm going after $500 a month, and I am X amount of orders away, whatever it's going to take, or I need 4 more customers to help me jumpstart this goal. I want you to shout it out and claim it and be committed for this. And so I'm so excited. If you guys have any other detailed questions, or maybe something didn't make sense, reach out to myself or reach out to your sponsor. That's what we're here for. Sometimes that can kind of seem like, oh, I promise you it's very simple, and that's what we have to keep it. We have to keep everything simple and clear, and just get those charts out and focus on what's happening. You guys, next week we will be having some different leaders be sharing some tips and things that are working. And then the following week will be conference recap. So lots of exciting things happening, but the next Tuesday or tomorrow and Thursday, my kids are not back in school yet. So you guys can probably tell my brain is not on normal routine. But Tuesday and Thursday of this week, there is going to be a new distributor boot camp. And so maybe you're working on those 4 and 3, or maybe you've just signed somebody up. Make sure that they're plugging in so that way you can help them start getting their 4 and a friend, or 4 and 3, so that they can start charting for the Ruby, and just keep it that simple. So I love you guys. I will see you on another Zoom this week, and make sure that y'all, I'll get this recording up. Y'all have a good night. Bye, y'all.